Welcome to Understand the Math. Let's look at some examples of converting between degrees and radians. The first one that we're going to look at is we're going to convert each angle from degrees to radians. So let's write that down. And then before we begin, let's write down what it is that we're actually going to have to do to make this conversion. We're going to have to multiply by pi over 180 degrees. So let's start with our first one, 90 degrees. So we write down 90 degrees, and then we multiply that by pi over 180 degrees. And then 90 goes into 180 two times, so that leaves us with pi over 2. It's always a good idea to box your answers too. It really helps you go back and make sure that you can find your answer. Okay, our second one is 30 degrees, so we write down 30 degrees, multiply by pi over 180 degrees, and then 30 goes into 180 6 times, so our answer is pi over 6. The third one is 135 degrees. So we have 135 degrees, pi over 180 degrees. And now we're going to have to think a little bit. Let's see. The numerator and denominator are both multiples of 5. So if we divide 5 into each of those, 5 goes into 135 27 times. So 27 times pi. And then 5 goes into 180 36 times. So that's 36. And then we can see that both of those numbers are multiples of 9. So we end up with an answer of 3 pi over 4. And then our last one is minus 120 degrees. So we write down minus 120 degrees. Multiply by pi over 180 degrees. And then we'll notice that both 120 and 180 are divisible by 60. So we end up with minus 2 pi, 60 goes into 180 3 times, so minus 2 pi over 3. For number 2, we're going to convert from radians to degrees. So let's again write down what we need to do. So to convert from radians to degrees, we have to multiply by 180 degrees divided by pi. Okay, so let's do that. We'll start with pi over 4, and then we'll multiply by 180 degrees over pi. You'll notice that the pi's are going to cancel out, and we'll end up with 180 degrees divided by 4. And 4 goes into 180 45 times, so we end up with 45 degrees. And this makes sense because pi over 4 is halfway between 0 and pi over 2, and we know that pi over 2 is 90 degrees, so it makes sense that this is 45 degrees. Our next one is 3 pi over 2. So we take 3 pi over 2, multiply by 180 degrees over pi. The pi's will cancel. So we end up with 3 times 180, all divided by 2. 2 goes into 180 90 times. So we have 3 times 90. Which leaves us with 270 degrees. And we'll box that answer, and I just realized I didn't box the 45, so let's go back and let's box that. So our last one is minus 2 pi over 3. So we have minus 2 pi over 3, multiply by 180 degrees over pi. And the pi's will cancel, so we have minus 2 times 180 degrees divided by 3. 3 goes into 180 60 times. 60 times 2 is 120, so we have minus 120 degrees.
If this video has been helpful to you, please consider subscribing to my channel. Keep believing in yourself and have a great rest of your day.